Right. Hey, Janaea. It's been so long. I've been meaning to catch up with you, but I wanted to wait until your cleanse was done. How did it go?
Hey, Gina. Yeah, I want to ask you how your Vegas month of birthday celebrations went. Not that you went to Vegas, but it seems like you had a lot of fun. I know we were like in the opposite realms. Um,
Really?
I yeah, I feel so good. It was such a great experience. At the same time, I mean, it's super hard to do these, like I missed out on, things and events because I just didn't want to be around certain, places, things, foods, beverages. It's just easier for me. Everybody's different. Some people can be around that kind of stuff and not have a problem or complain while they're there. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to torture myself and do that. So for me, I mean, there's been a couple situations where I've put myself in, of course, but like, I mean, for the most part, when I look at it, it's like 30 days on this cleanse. I did a 40-day one, a 15, and then this is the 31. So in the last year. And so yeah, I felt like, it's just mind and willpower sometimes to do it because it just is it's a bummer to not go and have fresh made sushi that my friend gets flown in from down south. That you know what I mean? And she's an amazing like Betty Crocker, like, and she makes amazing sushi without even rice, and it's so good. So super my style, and I'm like, yeah, come, even though
Oh,
it's super good and healthy, right? But on this cleanse, I couldn't do it. But it is what it is, and I have so many. There's so many positives to it that it just makes it makes it all worth it for me.
oh, good. I know after, like you said, after my birthday month, oh, I need to do a cleanse. And I can tell my skin, just everything is really acting up because of it. So, but it was a
So what do
fantastic
you mean
month.
by your skin? I know, but it's interesting to talk about those kind of things because people will say like skin is our biggest organ. So it's interesting what things can happen with our skin, positive or negatives with some of this stuff. So what happened with you?
Well, right before the birthday month started, do you remember that sunburn I had?
Yeah.
Well, when it went away, I developed a rash on my back. It has not gone away yet.
Oh
Uh,
my gosh.
yeah, it's not gone. And then last
Okay.
weekend, we went down to Magic Mountain for the last day of my birthday month.
Oh, fun.
And it was great. But it was hot. And next thing I know, I have now a rash on my shin. And then there's like these things that are showing up.
It almost looks like a bruise on my side, but whoa.
It's like a bug bite or something. It's
Okay.
itchy.
Oh, does
And
it
then,
itch? Oh, it does itch.
yeah, and then I have like little dots and lumpy itching things just showing up everywhere. So
I wish you were here. I would throw you in my infrared sauna
I need to
because
do
it's so good for
something.
skin. It's so good for skin and stuff, and it just helps pull stuff out. Wow. So what have you done for it?
Not much. Little witch
What do you,
hazel, some peroxide, you know.
how does it help? Does it do anything? Does it keep it at bay? I mean, whatever.
It's only been a couple of days, so
Okay.
I haven't really done too much and nothing's helped.
Yeah. Yeah, your body's all stop the partying.
I know.
It's all I'm good.
And it's not
But I
even
think
that.
like it's like almost like you committed to the month and you got through it, and then maybe you did just like maybe 2 or 3 extra days onto
Oh yeah,
the 30 where your body's all okay. Oh, because you just said it was a couple days, I think maybe, right?
I
You
did. It was
broke the
the
spell. You broke the spell. It's all okay. Wait, we're like now saying you better chill out. But you had obviously fun. I
yeah.
was super happy for you. You looked like you were having some great times, even though I couldn't keep up with all your social media and madness.
So much.
It looked like there was just super fun times, lots of different people surrounding you and loving you. And I think birthdays are amazing. I think it's fun to celebrate them. When people get all, oh, I don't want to talk about my birthday, I'm like, I don't know. I think they're an interesting and fun topic. And birthdays are, I mean, it's a magical time. And if you want to take it out for a week, a month, whatever, I mean, I think it's great. I love it.
It was. We did the pre-birthday kickoff, which was 3 days, and then the post-birthday wrap-up was 4 days. So it
See?
was an extra
Yeah.
week this year, and it was a bit much, but and
Yeah.
I didn't drink the whole month. It just looks like it on social media.
Right. Just because
But
you have a glass in your hand and stuff doesn't mean it's funny because like when it comes to beverages, like I mean, I'm the one who will out drink you any day, right?
you will.
So it's funny because I'm like, oh, like you're like, oh, yeah, I should probably just have three-quarters of that very sugary but very like mellow kind of drink that
And
you
then
had.
water.
Yeah, and so you don't ever finish them all. I mean, I know your vibe and style. I mean, it looks like party girls all like, but at the same
Not that
time,
bad.
it's like the long hours and like the extra sugars and like going out a lot and stuff like that. All the different sodiums and different things like that. Like I love going out and having yummy food and people like, oh, what did you get? I'm all, I got calamari, I got the fried artichokes, I got this yummy Cobb salad, and I also got the steak. You know, like I mean, I want to try all the different yummy fun things. And so even though sometimes we like stay clean over here, but I mean it's you got to live life, you got to have fun, and it's also about a balance too, and not keeping it all in one area. That's why it's like some people live your lifestyle 24/7, 360 days a year,
Yeah.
and some people do like some of the stuff that I was doing the same. And it's just like, that's not my style anymore. I used to be pretty extreme with certain things, but I feel like, I'm here to like experience different things. I love good food. I love good beverages, whether they be a kombucha to, going and sipping on these wines in Napa, like, or whatever in Santa Cruz Mountains. Like, I love just experiencing those things and it's fun. So I like to keep it balanced to experience those that might not be so best sometimes for the system.
So tell me, how exactly did you do this cleanse? Like, was it just water? Were you able to eat anything at all? Like, how did your cleanses work?
I mean, I don't have a set cleanse for any certain person. Like everything's so different. And I know it's like so everybody's so individual. I have my certain things going on. Just like if you came in to see me as a client, I would never give you the same thing I have. Even though we both have some autoimmune things going on, there's some similarities there and some overlap. But for the most part, it's an extreme thing that I did. I would not recommend it to like clients. I don't think I've ever had a client that I think could do like would want to even do this. Like sometimes people come in and they want to do like the long haul. Go, I want to spend a year like taking care of myself, really like finding myself and finding the rhythm of all. And then there's some people just want to blast it out. And I'm the kind of person that just like blasts it out. And I just like I'm gonna just go recluse. I'm gonna like take my time to just go within, do my own thing, and then from there I'm just gonna come out this like you know what I mean? Almost reborn feeling person in a sense for me.
And
So
how's your hair color? Like, how did that work?
oh my God, that's so funny. Okay, so I love wigs. That's there's wigs. Okay. And if you looked at one of my other social medias, like I had said it like as a joke, like I think my hair's changed 4 colors in 4 days. I am all about wigs. I have been wearing wigs for over 20 years. I think it's so fun. Even remember my one on Facebook, I had a blue
Just
hair.
blue, yeah.
So that was one of my birthday parties, blue wig. But it's so funny because somebody else said, "Oh my God, I love your hair," and blah blah blah. She's gonna come to do a foot bath after this detox, and I said, "Oh yeah, wigs do wonders." It was so fun. She's like, "Oh my God," she's so cute because she's like in her late 60s. She's like, "I wear wigs on Halloween, but I never think about doing it like off season." She's like, "I'm gonna start switching things up a little bit." So I mean, it's just fun. I mean, I did it all weekend. So I had gotten these 4 different wigs. One was black. I have brown hair right now. This is my natural hair color, brown. So I had the brown, and then I had the dark black. I had black, then I had the blonde, and then I had this like purpley pink color. And each day I wore it. My boyfriend was just like, "Yeah, that's rad." And like, I mean, I went out to the grocery store. I mean, everywhere I went, we were driving in the car. I just like wore it like, it
Like
was
a hat?
fun being a blonde for the day and checking it out. And I don't know. I mean, it's just different things happen.
Okay. See, I thought it was real. I thought your hair really changed.
And then you're all, now it's back. It's so funny because I came out and my neighbor is so cute. They're from England. They're helping they're my neighbors next door, the woman that lives there, I think in her like 70s, and her daughter and her son-in-law are there, and he's like, they're like probably in their 40s, late 40s. Anyways, they're there, and I walk out with a blonde wig the one day, and he's just talking to me, and then the next day I've got my brunette hair back again, and then and so I was wondering, like, I'm all, it's funny to think because people don't say anything.
Mhm.
I went back and forth like 5 times with him. First day was brunette, then I had the blonde, then I had the dark, then I had this, and like every time he was like, hey, and he's super engaging and talking, and I always think it's so funny because I'm like, I wonder if you noticed. And then my other neighbor that I never see, she's like, I love your hair, it looks so great, and I'm all, thanks, yeah, I just threw a wig on today, I wanted to do something different. She's like, I had no idea that was a wig, it looks so legit. And it was just, you know what I mean, everybody responds differently, but it's just fun. I mean, I had a couple strangers say, I love your hair. And then I'm like, yeah, thanks. You just own it. They don't know.
So, do you feel better overall after doing the cleanse? Like how?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely changes me on so many levels, like energetically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. I mean,
Oh,
it's like I mean, I can't even put it into words how many things change. I do so many different things that, I mean, I like to, like, I was like calibrating myself to like keep these things that maybe I don't do as often as I would like, but I did so much during this time, right? Like more of my arts and crafts and my creative outlet. I'm very into so many artistic different things, whether it be dance or more working out. Even I did work out more too, even though like you got to be careful on cleanses. And of course I program that right. But I was just like, I just was like, I wanted to recalibrate my system to like start doing things that I had done maybe 20 years ago or 15 more that I really felt like I wasn't doing as much of. Because I mean, the reason why I did these 3 cleanses this last year, because I needed to kick myself in the butt on some levels, and each one I did, it kicked myself on another level and completely different levels. So it was interesting.
nice.
So as far as you, I'm curious, like, I mean, not that you have to be in a rush. I'm not doing any like pushy stuff. I never do that. But like, are you like feeling like, do you want to do a certain thing for yourself? Like after just having fun and, being free with like your beverages and foods and stuff, like, do
So,
you have a certain way you want to eat, or does it feel like you're going to have to like push yourself to get there to like, oh, I got to do this cleanse. And like, this one took me like 2.5 months, 2.5 months before I started this one. I wanted to do this, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. It
yeah,
was hard when I finally, I'm like, you're doing it.
yeah. Well, I know I need more energy. I'm never sure what is causing me to be lethargic, whether it's my autoimmune or,
Yeah, that's
something
extreme.
else. Yeah, I'm never sure. So I figure if I just do a flush, then just kind of try to reboot my system, then the rest will come along with it.
Do you have something you normally do, or you're just like trying to like, what are you thinking you're going to do? Like, do you have a go-to thing?
I
Like, I have
don't,
my go-to thing for the last 11 years. This cleanse I do. Do you? I mean, do you have anything
I
like?
don't know.
Okay, so you're just trying to like, what are you thinking? I mean, like, how are you gonna?
I was thinking along the lines of like a protein shake in the morning and then just the rest of the day drinking water. Um, Something to get me going energetically, but also not to weigh me down because as you know, my diet limitations are huge. I mean, I can't just go eat salad all day. It's never going to work for me. I'll end up in the hospital. So,
Well, I was just telling my neighbor that we work out together outdoors, and I'm like, somebody put something on social media. I'm not gonna say it right, but it's like, why do they tell you to eat salads all day long so you could lose weight? But what do cows eat all day long? Grass,
yeah.
grass, green. It's like, and they're cows. Nobody wants to be called a cow. Like, it's funny because like they're cows. and they eat greens all day. Greens aren't necessarily always good for everybody, you know, especially sometimes raw. There's so many different diets and cleanses out there, and sometimes it's really good to go raw, and it's vegan and vegetarian. They all serve a purpose, and sometimes we need to do them for, you know, a little bit of time, a long time, forever. There's so many levels to how long do you do something for. Usually when I think of fasting cleanses, diet restrictions, I mean, there's like kind of like limits to it. There's not like forever. Sometimes people go, oh, I'm going to be raw, vegan, low fat, or no fat, this, that, blah, 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 cutting out everything. And they think they want to do that for their life. And them for like 5, 6, 7 years, and then all of a sudden 10 years later it doesn't work anymore, like where they need to like stop and do something different, and like there's nothing wrong with that. I've done that so many times, and I used to think, oh, I've got to do this forever, and it's like, no, it's just for this long, and then I can stop, or intuitively like find out when to stop and then go from there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure out, is what I think will work for me. And I'm not positive, but that's also why I'm asking you, like, what did you do, and how does it work for you? So,
well, yeah, for me, like, I mean, my question to you would be like, what kind of, like you say, a protein shake? There's so many different kinds of protein shakes. So usually when I work with clients, I would say like, well, I would love to get like some sort of a food journal of what you normally like. And then from there, like when you say you want a protein shake, and then how long do you want to do that for? And like, what are you putting in the protein shake? So I'm totally down to help you customize and make something. But like, if you thought about doing like, oh, a protein shake and then water the rest of the day, and there's different kinds of waters, and then there's different kinds of minerals that I would recommend you taking during that time. And then there's different things I would or would not put into the protein shake. How long would you want to see yourself doing something like that?
I have to start small.
Yeah. Like a 2-day, a 1-day, a 3-day.
I was actually thinking maybe like 5.
Look at that's good. That's like a long, I mean, I mean, there's so many ways to do it. So then I would like ask you, like, do you have a certain protein powder that you use and that sort of thing? And then I would look at that.
I actually got a powder with, I can't remember the name of it, but it was one that Jess recommended. And
okay.
So yeah,
so you got a protein powder. Have you tried it?
I have. It's just okay, but
but then you can kind of doll it up. So what were you thinking about putting in the protein shake?
I have this peanut butter powder. It's like PB2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of that. Yep.
I was going to use either cashew milk or rice milk.
Okay, so both of those work for you, and they feel good in your system.
Right. I can't do the almonds or those other
ones. Okay.
And that was about it. I thought maybe adding some strawberries or something like that every now and then, but just to change it from day to day, so I don't get bored.
Yay! Well, bored off of 5 days, I think you'll be fine. Because that sounds amazing. If I could have had that for 5 days, I'd have been all, yay, because that sounds really good. Peanut butter, like an almond, or not an almond, but like a creamy, like milk. And then that, I would love to see the protein powder just to see what, like, I mean, if you could take a picture of it and like just send it to me, but I'd love to see the nutritional, the front of it, the ingredients on the back of it. And I would love that. But that sounds pretty clean. So I love that you picked strawberries because they're like the lowest in sugars, the berries are. So if people are going to add a fruit, I would say do the high antioxidant, low sugar, which is berries. So that's great. Bananas are the higher, but they always usually taste so good. It tastes so yummy to have a banana in there. But if you don't have to have that sugar in there and that extra stuff, that's perfect. The protein powder, I would want to see the thing. And the peanut butter thing, I mean, there are so many things to do with peanut butter, but I know the PB one that you mentioned, they're lower in the fats. Not that you have to really worry. I mean, well, it depends on the kind of cleanse you're going to do and stuff. But it's got the lower in the fats. It does taste good because we love peanut butter. I mean, peanut butter tastes so good. The only thing with that is like people get all weirded out sometimes about the usually the peanut butter stuff has more of the molds, even if it's like higher in. I gotta put this out there because people always say, but I love peanut butter and I eat peanut butter. That you have to be careful even if it's organic because of the molds and stuff on it. It's just harder to get, I don't know, for some reason, on the nuts of the peanuts. With that being said, there we go. But that sounds pretty clean and good. And then, like you said, adding the strawberries every once in a while, or even the blueberries if you like those, or raspberries, any of those. But if I had to pick any of those, it'd be strawberry. That is pretty clean. I'm sure that you'd be eating like I was, like it was like in the 500 calorie range. It would be very low. But then there, like, people don't get this too with going on a cleanse. It's not like you go on a cleanse and then all of a sudden you pop out and you're like, yay, steak sandwiches and, you know, mozzarella sticks and wine and calamari and all this stuff. You gotta weed, like, so I say I do it a 30-day cleanse, but then it takes me 30 days to come out of it to a degree where I'm eating and doing all the, yeah, like, I mean, depending on how extreme and how long I do them, 30, that was for my 40-day, probably about 20 for this one, where I just like come out where I'm eating very low on the calories still, and, you know, watching certain things and sugars for sure. Because I mean, when you come off something like that, you have to go slow, otherwise you'll just poof, you know, you'll poof out again. Like, you gotta, like, you can't just destroy your liver and do all those things again. You gotta, like, kind of, I don't know, intertwine things slowly, and you know, so it's like a whole thing. I mean, I remember my boyfriend, he's like, I'm all sitting there like writing like all the different foods I'm gonna make and this and that on my low carb, which I think I love, and I eat low carb like 85% of the time anyways. I like eating like that. I feel good, I taste good, I make great things. But like, he's like, you're planning your meals. I'm all, heck yeah, because all those times I'm gonna, like, all those foods I didn't get to have, it's not going to feel like torture for 30, 20 days eating those, because I didn't get to have a Cobb salad with deviled eggs and some ranch on it before, right? That sounds like heaven to me. So, you know, it's like you appreciate food. Like, someone's like, oh, I'm just like so bored of all my foods and this and that. I'm all, I wish I appreciated food more. I'm all, well, if you want to appreciate food, this is like day 25 on my cleanse. Go on a 30-day cleanse. You will start appreciating food again.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all of your tips and information. You're just fantastic. Seriously.
Yes, of course. Well, it was so good to catch up with you. It's been so long. It feels ridiculous that it's been so long, but I think we kind of went into our own little, like, I mean, I started off party month with you. Like, that was right before I started my cleanse.
Right.
And then I went off in my own world. We kind of kept in touch, but didn't like really know all the details about each other's lives. So it was good to connect again. I can't wait to talk again. I've got so many things I want to talk to you about. So until our next time.
Me too. There's so much. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So remind me to tell you about, remind me to tell you later about the woman in the funeral home. Okay. Just put a pin in that one. I'll tell you.
Like a psychic.
It was pretty cool.
Okay.
So, all right.
I can't wait to hear. Until next time. All right. Love you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye.